Hello, friends and followers. Well, here's my brother's Denton Clipperton L that gave him a lot of headaches, and I could see why. It had a bad power supply board. It looks like the relay here was all dirty too. So the guy that said he refurbished this amplifier must have bought it at a Hamfest and just flipped it with minimal work to my brother. It's unfortunate. But anyway, I took this relay apart and cleaned it. So you can pop the spring off the relay and just clean the contacts, because I wasn't getting a sure connection of the radio frequency signal into the amplifier, and I verified that the tubes were getting fed through the swamp resistor network. I couldn't verify that very well, but I saw that it had continuity. Anyway, I'm now testing each 572B tube individually, and I can get some power out of this thing now on 20 meters, which is hopeful. So I'm feeding it with my old transmitter here. I've been working on the Heathkit Marauder on 20 meters, and I'll show you what we're doing here. So I can go to transmit here on the Marauder, and there's some power coming out of the Marauder. If I kick on the amplifier now, a lot more power. Well, about twice. So that tube is working. I tried this tube here and I could get out less power than I was putting into the amplifier. So that tube actually doesn't work at all. It's getting in the trash can. That's one of the older ones my brother sent me. He also sent me 3 new tubes and one that has something loose inside, but the new tubes seem like they're working. So here I can try some plate tuning here. Yeah, even the meter's working a little bit, so happy days. There's some power on the tube, and yeah, see how the tube's getting hot, so I'm overdriving it. I'm not sure why, but you can see the plates getting hot in the tube, melting. So I'm requesting too much of this tube, which is weird. You would think it could do 200 watts, 2468. Maybe that's about right. Yeah, that's probably about right. So anyway, that tube works. I'll give it a pass. So yeah, I can crank this thing up now and can get 200 watts out of it. Pin the meter here, but the tube doesn't like it. So see how the plate's glowing red, which isn't good for the tube. So quit transmitting. You shouldn't red plate a tube like that. It's bad for the tube. Anyway, so that's the long and short of it. Let it cool down. So that tube I'll mark as good, and I'll keep testing the tubes in that way. That's a good tube. Yeah, some of these tubes were pretty nasty. One of them had like a plate that was all burned up. Let me see. This is the one my brother sent me that had a loose wire in it. Oh yeah, look at the plate. See how the plate? You should never see the plate. So the plate's this thing in the middle here, this black piece of metal. This plate actually melted down. Do you see how it's melted? So this tube should never have been sent to my brother. And there's something loose in here. So this is just a defective tube that the guy threw in there to make it work. Crazy. Anyway, that one goes in the trash. This tube hardly works. It looks nice, but it doesn't have much power output, so this one goes in the trash can too. And I'll test the rest of them and see how they do. One of the tubes my brother gave me has a loose wire in it. Here, so this one probably works, but if that piece of metal down there gets stuck in the tube, it's going to cause a big problem. So this one will work, but it's It's fearful. So that leaves this old one here that he sent me from the original batch. So I'll test this one next and see if it goes. And if it does, I'll test this. I'll leave this one out. Anyway, this one in here is good too. That puts out twice the power you put into it, as you saw. All right, so that's what I'm up to. When I get all the tubes tested, I'll put them all in and we'll try it out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.